The Deathwing are the elite first company of the Dark Angels Space Marine chapter. They stand as a paragon of martial prowess and unyielding resolve. Clad in their signature bone-white Terminator armor, these warriors are the most formidable of the Dark Angels, tasked with the most dangerous and critical missions. Their legacy is one of valor, sacrifice, and a relentless pursuit of redemption, rooted in the chapter's very secret history and the hunt for the Fallen. Founded as the First Legion during the Unification Wars on Terra, the Dark Angels were led by Primarch Lionel Johnson, discovered on the death world of Caliban. The early history and the subsequent events profoundly shaped the ethos and operations of the Deathwing. In the grim darkness of the far future, where betrayal and corruption lurk at every corner, especially within the Dark Angels, the Deathwing represent light and hope in a chapter that's full of secrets and lies. So who are these elite warriors, and what is it that drives them to fight with such unwavering determination? Join us in today's video as we uncover the secrets of the Deathwing. Let's get into it. The Deathwing can trace its origins back to the earliest days of the Imperium of Man, during the tumultuous period of the Unification Wars on Terra. As the Emperor sought to unify humanity under a single banner, the Dark Angels were among the first Space Marine legions to be created, with the Deathwing forming the elite First Company. Under the command of Lionel Johnson, the Primarch of the Dark Angels, the Deathwing quickly established itself as a force to be reckoned with. Their initial role was to serve as the vanguard in the most critical and dangerous missions, showcasing their unmatched skill and discipline. These early operations forged the Deathwing's reputation for being an indomitable force, capable of overwhelming pretty much any obstacle. Before the Horus Heresy, the Deathwing participated in numerous campaigns across the galaxy. One of the most notable was the campaign to reclaim the lost world of Sarosh. The Deathwing's strategic brilliance and sheer combat prowess were instrumental in overcoming the planet's formidable defences and restoring it to the Imperium. As the Great Crusade continued, the Deathwing's role evolved, and they became known not only for their martial might, but also their unwavering loyalty to the Emperor and the Imperium. This loyalty would be tested to its limits, however, during the dark days of the Horus Heresy. The Deathwing's primary role within the Dark Angels is that of an elite strike force. Clad in bone-white Terminator armor, they are often deployed in the most challenging and critical missions, where their superior firepower and resilience can turn the tide of the battle. One of their hallmark tactics is teleportation assault. Using ancient and powerful teleportation technology, Deathwing Terminators can appear suddenly in the midst of the enemy, wreaking havoc and disrupting their formations. This tactic is especially effective in boarding actions and siege warfare, where the element of surprise can be decisive. Now, it's important to note that the Deathwing is composed entirely of Terminators, making them one of the few all-Terminator units in the entire Imperium. Terminator armor, also known as Tactical Dreadnought armor, provides unparalleled protection and firepower, allowing the Deathwing warriors to withstand even the most punishing attacks. Within the Deathwing, there are various specialized roles, including Deathwing Knights and Deathwing Command Squads. Knights are elite warriors who wield ancient weapons such as Maces of Absolution and Flails of the Unforgiven. They excel massively in close quarters combat. They are deeply feared by Chaos and Xenos forces around the universe. Deathwing Command Squads, on the other hand, provide strategic leadership and support, ensuring that the Deathwing operates with maximum efficiency and coordination. There are, of course, also just standard Deathwing Terminators. The Deathwing's most secretive and crucial mission is the hunt for the Fallen, former Dark Angels who turned traitor during the Horus Heresy. The Fallen are scattered across the galaxy, and the Deathwing is tasked with tracking them down and bringing them to justice. One of the most notable hunts involved the capture of Cypher, the enigmatic leader of the Fallen. Cypher's elusiveness and mysterious motives have made him a high priority target for the Deathwing, and despite numerous encounters, Cypher has managed to escape capture, adding to the mystique and intrigue surrounding him. Of course, he was formerly a member of the Dark Angels himself, giving him a bit of an unfair advantage of the ins and outs of how the chapter works. His ability to evade the Deathwing, however, has become legendary. He is believed to possess a unique understanding of the warp, and also has a network of allies that allow him to stay one step ahead of his pursuers. The Deathwing's pursuit of him is relentless, driven by their belief that his capture could hold the key to understanding the true nature of the Fallen, and possibly even the redemption of the Dark Angels. The Deathwing's leadership is composed of some of the most experienced and revered warriors within the Dark Angels chapter. At the helm is the Grand Master of the Deathwing, a position of immense responsibility and honour. The Grand Master is supported by a cadre of seasoned officers and veterans who provide strategic direction and lead the Deathwing in battle. Throughout its history, the Deathwing has produced numerous heroes whose deeds have become things of legend. These warriors are celebrated for their bravery, skill, and commitment to the Dark Angels' cause. Their stories serve as inspiration for future generations of Deathwing Terminators, reminding them of the legacy that they have sworn to uphold. And of course, we cannot mention legendary warriors of the Deathwing without talking about the current Grand Master of them, Belial. Now, to lead such a company requires a commander of the most exceptional ability, judgment, and fortitude. Grand Master Belial is such an individual. He commands the Deathwing in their never-ending hunt for the fallen angels. It didn't take long for Belial to earn the approval of the chapter's supreme Grand Master Azrael, as well as the admiration and unswerving loyalty of those under his command. To be named the Grand Master of the Deathwing is to be recognised as a lion of the battlefield, a tactician without peer, and the chapter's most loyal paladin. Grandmaster Belial, to whom the title currently belongs, has earned such an honour with deeds that would fill volumes if the Dark Angels allowed such things to be written. Belial is a warrior born, a killer whose skill with bolter and blade have always stood out, even amongst his transhuman brethren. His martial prowess is without style or artifice. There is no flourish to Belial's swordplay, no extravagance to his movements. Yet there are likely no other masters of any chapters that could beat him in practice. Throughout his rise through the ranks, it was noted that Brother Belial was a perfectionist, chastising himself for a single missed shot. As a commander, Belial did not revel in triumphs, but instead he begrudged the losses, castigating himself for every mistake. Those beneath him came to expect that, after each action, even the most glorious victories, Belial would find them and assign them each his own specific penitence, be it battle drills or arduous rites of atonement. Such discipline was not lamented, but embraced, for it was easy to see that Belial was righteous, and his success undeniable. The Deathwing have fought in scores of battles under his leadership, distinguishing themselves in such campaigns as the fight-in around the Eye of Terror during Abaddon the Despoiler's 13th Black Crusade. During the Arcs of Omen campaign and the Era Indomitus, Belial was badly wounded in combat against the demon Primarch Angron. To save his life, he was forced to cross the Rubicon Primaris and become a Primaris Space Marine. Amongst all the Dark Angels, there are none who judge themselves more abrasively than Belial. To the Grand Master of the famed Deathwing, every battle brother lost, every foe not efficiently slain, only makes the defense of the Imperium of Man and the path to redemption for himself and his chapter that much more difficult. There are very few warriors in the Imperium that are more legendary than he is. One of the most pivotal battles in which the Deathwing played a crucial role was the Battle of Macragge, the defence of the Ultramarines' homeworld against the Tyranid Hive Fleet Behemoth. The Deathwing was dispatched to aid the Ultramarines during this dire conflict. The Terminators were instrumental in holding the line against the Tyranid swarms, particularly in the underground catacombs and defence fortresses, where their heavy armour and firepower were most effective. Another significant campaign was the cleansing of Kalidar IV. This planet had fallen to the forces of chaos, and the Deathwing was tasked with purging the heretical forces and restoring order. The campaign was brutal and protracted, with the Deathwing fighting against both traitorous human soldiers and demonic entities. Their precision strikes and unyielding resolve ultimately led to the reclamation of the planet for the Imperium. During the 13th Black Crusade led by Abaddon, the Deathwing were deployed to the planet Cadia, a critical stronghold for the Imperium. The Deathwing Terminators played a vital role in defending the Cadian Gate against the overwhelming forces of chaos. Their efforts helped to delay the fall of Cadia, allowing for the evacuation of key personnel and the regrouping of Imperial forces. They were also involved in the scouring of Genaris Prime, a mission to eliminate the powerful Genestealer cult that had infiltrated the planet's population. The Deathwing's expertise in close quarters combat and their use of advanced detection equipment were key to rooting out and destroying the Xenos threat. This mission was a testament to their versatility and effectiveness in combating both human and alien enemies. Now, in the wake of the Ultramar founding, the Dark Angels, like many other Space Marine chapters, received reinforcements in the form of Primaris Marines. The integration of these new warriors into the Deathwing has brought both challenges and opportunities. Primaris Marines, with their enhanced capabilities and advanced war gear, have augmented the Deathwing's already formidable strength. However, the process of integrating these new warriors into the tightly knit and tradition-bound ranks of the Deathwing has required careful management and adaptation. And while they have always been on the forefront of utilizing advanced technology in their operations, in the modern era, they continue to incorporate new weapons, armor, and equipment to maintain their edge on the battlefield. This includes the latest developments in Terminator armor, weaponry, and teleportation technology, ensuring that the Deathwing remains the cutting-edge force for the Imperium. Having said that, the Deathwing is still known to possess some of the oldest and most revered suits of Terminator armor in the Imperium. These relic armors, passed down through generations, are equipped with ancient and powerful technology, including enhanced energy shields and integrated teleportation systems. Let's not forget that in the world of the 41st millennium, some of the world's greatest ever technology has long since been forgotten, and those that still have and possess some of it, well, they now possess great power. To summarize the Deathwing, they basically stand as a testament to the Dark Angel's commitment to redemption. Their bone-white armor symbolizes purity and the unyielding resolve to atone for the sins of the past. Through their specialized tactics and secret yet storied history, the Deathwing embodies the very essence of what it means to be a Space Marine. I guess that pretty much brings us to an end for our Deathwing video, guys. There's so much more we could talk about, especially if we started delving into the tabletop game itself. I personally, for my sins, play Dark Angels myself, so I could go on and on and on about how they play, their strengths, their weaknesses, why the Deathwing Knights are the best thing since 10th was introduced, and so on. But I know a lot of you are mainly here for the lore, not the tabletop game information, so I'll leave it at that. If you enjoyed this lore video about the Deathwing and would like to see more, then let me know in the comments down below what company, chapter, or other race in the 40k universe you would like to see us cover next. On a side note, if you are actually into the tabletop side of 40k, you can go and subscribe to the Tabletop Alliance. It's another channel where we are currently planning out a bunch of battle report videos for your entertainment. We absolutely suck at the game, so rather than going there for some tactical knowledge and insight, you can go there to laugh at us and how bad we are. And finally, if you want to purchase any tabletop goodies for yourself, check out our store, dragonvaultgames.co.uk. We have a physical store here in Newport, South Wales. You're more than welcome to come and visit. And if you just want to order something online, check out the website and see if we've got it. You can also use the code THANKYOU5 for 5% off your order. That's it from me today, my friends. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a great day, whatever you're doing. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time when we explore the lore on Explore.